Hi, this is Nancy with Prager Law LLC. We are a full-service intellectual property and corporate practice with clients in the technology and entertainment industries, as well as other businesses and individuals too. I wanted to hop on today to discuss the resolution of the 148-day strike the members of the Writers Guild of America East and the Writers Guild of America West had against the Alliance of Motion Picture and Television Producers. The WGA was able to resolve the strike by negotiating terms that redress a wide range of issues that had arisen in recent years, as well as some issues that are likely to arise in the near future. The issues included everything from how writers are paid residuals for shows on streaming platforms to how writers are engaged on episodic programs. Significantly, the WGA was able to resolve the issues facing writers regardless of the platform they were working on and throughout the industry. For example, feature writers had faced a growing problem where, regardless of whether they were writing for TV or a theatrical release, where they were being given notes on a first draft but being told that the revisions didn't qualify as a second draft. Well, now that's been directly addressed. The new terms provide a guaranteed second step for feature writers who are paid less than 200% of the minimum fee due, so that there's no reason for a producer to try to hem and haw around getting the clients to do what is now, or getting the writers to do what is now considered free work. Similarly, writers were being hired for limited engagements on television shows and so-called mini rooms with no guarantees of employment or opportunities for advancement. This fed into the fear that writers in television had that they were transitioning from a profession to a gig economy. The new terms directly address this fear. The terms provide that a certain number of writers will be hired on a project depending on the number of episodes per series and whether or not the showrunner wants to use writers, because some showrunners are single writers. Another concern coming into the strike was the fact that writers had no way to know how well a project on which they worked or they wrote did on a streaming platform. Streamers are incredibly protective of their data and did not want to share anything. They have now agreed to a framework which will preserve the confidentiality they so crave and give the writers an ability to benefit if their show is a hit on the platform. This will be interesting to watch. Additionally, members of the WGA had grave concerns relating to the use of generative AI in a manner that would supplant the services they provide or detract from the value writers receive from projects. This too has been addressed in the new terms by preventing producers from requiring a writer to use AI, and also if AI is involved, the writer still gets the credit for the project. I want to answer a few questions that have come in during the strike related to why anyone would want to be a member of the WGA and why any producer would be a signatory to the WGA. First, let me tell you how you become a member of the WGA. You have to qualify. In order to qualify, you have to accrue 24 units writing on signatory projects in a 3-year period. 1 week as an employee in a writer's room equals 2 units. Writing a feature for a signatory company from beginning to end gets you 24, and then you qualify for membership. There are many benefits to being a member of the WGA, as should be apparent after the strike. The WGA bargained on behalf of all of its members to create a framework for the writers to benefit from their services now and in the future. But additionally, writer members of the WGA get a benefit similar to an employee of a company. They get a health and pension benefit. So there are a lot of benefits to being a member of the WGA. There are also many benefits to being a signatory to the WGA. Significantly, many writers that producers want to hire are members, and therefore you have to be a signature, because a member of the WGA cannot write for non-union projects. But also, there's some certainty when you're working off of the WGA contracts that all the parties are going to agree because they've already agreed to them. So everything from what rights a writer has in derivatives to how residuals are going to be paid. Of course, non-union projects can be made. A producer does not have to be a signatory to the WGA to hire a non-union writer, and non-union projects are great opportunities for writers to get experience. As always, do not hesitate to reach out to Prager Law if we can provide any additional information on this issue or be of service on any matter. Please click the link below and subscribe to stay up to date with the firm and the issues we follow.